Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
A reminder to lock your doors, no matter how safe you think you are, after a West Fargo woman found out the hard way. A 33-year-old woman wakes up to find a man standing in her bedroom. Thanks for joining us. Mike has the evening off. Police say that he got in after climbing into the woman's second-floor patio. She escaped without getting hurt, but the man did get away. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Nicole Johnson explains how the West Fargo woman went to great heights to escape from her own home.
They can happen anywhere in town.
These West Fargo townhomes are brand new with some added protection. These key fobs instead of locks.
I never thought anything of it. Certainly didn't think of anything happening here.
Marlis Kildall is new to the neighborhood. She heard sirens, but says she saw nothing happen next door. Police say it was through a window like this one.
That tiny little ledge.
Where Kildall's neighbor climbed out and onto the roof after seeing a man standing in her bedroom blocking the door.
She had called for help, and some neighbors were still awake and responded to her calls for help and assisted her down from the roof.
Police say it looks like the man came in through the patio door, which was unlocked.
It certainly would be frightening to awake to somebody being in your bedroom. The story, though, is lock your door.
I liked the patio, except for I did not like them not having the steps. But now I'm going, maybe it's a good thing they didn't have the steps. But I'm going to lock my doors from now on my patio anyway.
Kildall and her husband are still in the process of moving in, but have already learned a lesson from their neighbor.
I never ever thought somebody would be able to jump back in there, but I guess they can.
Nicole Johnson, Valley News Live.
West Fargo police are on the lookout for the man. He could face criminal trespassing charges. They don't know what his intention was or if he was on drugs or if he was drunk. If you have any information, you're asked to call the West Fargo Police Department right away. A report of a possible car prowler led Fargo police to an 18-year-old with LSD, pot, cash, and a handgun. Late last night, officers responded here at the 4300 block of 10th Avenue South in Fargo. While searching the area, officers noticed 3 males took off running. Officers detained 2 of the men about a block away. One of them, 18-year-old Colton Schock. Police say he was uncooperative and actively resisted officers. During the struggle with Schock, a large bag of marijuana fell out of his pocket. Officers also found 117 hits of LSD stamps in his wallet and several rounds of 9mm ammunition in his pockets. Officers also found a large amount of marijuana and 4 fully loaded pistol magazines in his vehicle. Schock was arrested for a number of charges, including possession of a hallucinogen with intent to deliver and preventing arrest. Now, if you need help uncovering fraud, corruption, or any other issue in your community, call our whistleblower hotline and we'll do our best to get to the bottom of it. Call 701-237-6576. Leave your tip and a member of our investigative team will get on the case and go to work exposing the truth. The Fargo Fire Department knocked down a house fire this afternoon in North Fargo. Crews say it appears the fire started in a bathroom on the 2nd floor and may have spread to the attic. Crews are now investigating and working on ventilating the home. Everyone inside the home got out before firefighters arrived. As of now, the cause of that fire is unknown. Some serious traffic issues on Interstate I-94 in Moorhead today. Take a look at this. This is what eastbound I-94 looked like this afternoon. Traffic was backed up and at times just plain stopped. The biggest backup right around the 8th Street ramps. Construction crews are resurfacing a 6-mile stretch of the interstate from around 8th Street east to Highway 336. Some ramps are also shut down. The work is expected, though, to only last about another week. Well, the traffic has now settled down. Temperatures are also settling down. Much cooler out there today. Let's head over to Hutch Johnson for a look at the temperatures and find out where we're at. Hutch?
A lot of clear skies as we head into the evening. We do have a little bit of a west breeze, so that'll make the cool temperatures feel even cooler as we look across the region. 60s and mid-70s region-wide. There is a few showers that are popping up from time to time in southern Canada. Our northernmost counties may be impacted by that, but looking at the numbers tonight, we will quickly fall into the 60s with winds decreasing as we head towards sunset. Looks like another chilly night, and well, if you caught these beautiful sights on the close of your holiday weekend, these provided by Erica Brown. This is near Hannah, North Dakota. The northern lights were out and about. More photos of this and an outlook for the rest of your week so you can plan the rest of your week here. It looks like this cooler weather might be here to stick around for a while.
Oh, fall is in the air. I get it.
It is.
Yeah. All right, thanks, Hutch. A new Rockford, North Dakota man is charged with murder and attempted murder after a shooting at a wedding reception early Sunday morning. 51-year-old David Trotsky made his first court appearance today. He's charged with killing Donnie Perleberg of Pingree and trying to kill his former girlfriend, Mary Seiler. She's hospitalized in Bismarck but is expected to recover. Court documents say Perleberg died at the scene, being shot in the head and neck, and the shooting happened during a wedding reception at the Eagles Club in New Rockford. A former Moorhead hockey player standout is in trouble again, this time arrested in Otter Tail County. Jacob Dittmer is being held for charges related to drinking and driving. We told you about Dittmer back in June for apparently climbing into a 14-year-old girl's bedroom window. He's facing charges for allegedly having sex with the underage girl. Dittmer was the goalie for the Moorhead Spuds hockey team. He'd been drafted by the Minnesota Magicians of the North American Hockey League prior to these allegations. Court proceedings stretched well into the afternoon today as a convicted death row murderer is appealing the decision. Alfonso Rodriguez Jr. was convicted in 2006 of the brutal kidnapping, rape, and murder of UND student Drew Shadeen. Valley News Team's Bradford Eric is just back from the federal courthouse with the very latest. Bradford?
It was a day of delays, tears, and trying to remember what happened nearly a decade ago. The hearing was supposed to begin at 9 a.m. this morning, but neither the court nor the defense attorneys could get a hold of Rodriguez. After almost 2 hours, they were able to establish a video link to the facility where he's being held in Terre Haute, Indiana. Then again, barely 15 minutes into the afternoon session, the video was lost as court officials said internet connections at the prison were gone. The defense attorneys for Rodriguez claimed jury misconduct skewed the conviction all those years ago. The vast majority of the day was spent examining Rebecca Vettel, one of the jurors. The defense took a deep dive into her past employment, 2 divorces from violent husbands, allegations of child abuse against her daughter, and even her past legal issues, including several arrests. It was an attempt to discredit her character by the defense, and they continued pressing the issue of Rebecca Vettel, saying she wanted to be on the jury. Judge Ralph Erickson closed the courtroom early today, saying the public had to leave because of debate over issues of juvenile abuse. A second juror had taken the stand by this point. There's talk of 5 previous jurors being questioned throughout the week. It's unclear, however, how long the defense and prosecution will debate the credibility of jurors from the 2006 trial. Stephanie?
A lot to go through. We'll see where it goes from here. Bradford, thank you. Now stay with Valley News Live and valleynewslive.com as we continue to bring you the very latest on this appeal. For many people, the Full Throttle Saloon in Sturgis, South Dakota was a landmark, a bit of Sturgis history. The crews battled a fire there that broke out early this morning at that saloon. The structure, unfortunately, appears to be a total loss. Firefighters tried to get inside, but heat and smoke forced them to battle the blaze from outside. The building was completely on the ground by 3 o'clock. The Sturgis Fire Department says the lone occupant of the grounds woke up and was uninjured. The Full Throttle Saloon bills itself as the world's largest biker bar and has been the subject of a reality TV series. A Polk County man is in jail, and authorities are still searching for another man. That's after a high-speed chase near Erskine, Minnesota. Andrew Bruggeman faces several charges, including fleeing police and resisting arrest. Just after 2 o'clock yesterday morning, a Polk County deputy tried to stop Bruggeman from speeding on County Road 34 near Erskine. Vehicle took off at speeds over 100 miles an hour. Several minutes later, the vehicle stopped near Lake Sarah, that's south of Erskine. The driver and passenger then took off. They ran. After a struggle, a deputy was able to arrest the driver. However, the passenger is still on the loose. If you have information about the man on the loose, you're asked to contact the Polk County Sheriff's Department at 218-281-0431. Well, later for us on Valley News Live at 6. The DGF school district's looking for votes on a new referendum, and their message is loud and clear.
With clear and dry conditions across the valley, many of you reported seeing the northern lights on your Labor Day weekend. It does look like we'll have clear skies continuing. We'll talk about northern lights and the rest of your work week forecast right after this.